that on its head by seeing that the student is actually the ultimate customer. So the student chooses the medium in which they buy the textbook. They can buy a $30 black and white book, and that'll come to you bound. It's print on demand. A $60 4-color book, or they can download a chapter for $1.99, or print the entire thing themselves for $24.99, or they just read it for free. But Flat World believes that the student is the ultimate customer, and they should be in charge of the way they learn. So, do you have any questions for me?
I mean, is this something that's going to be possible for K-12? I know it's sort of on the horizon down the line, right? Or is that...
Well, we're focusing on the higher ed market because the higher ed market is the one that suffers from price inflation so much, and it's also the one that has pretty standardized higher ed courses. It's like Bio 101 is really similar everywhere, but not every first grade because of Boards of Regents and
what kind of sort of buy-in are you getting from schools? I mean, is it increasing?
I think that we now have 1,200 adoptions. We're up something like 250% from last year.
And then what about the number of textbooks and the range of courses?
Well, we have 20 books right now, and they focus primarily on business and economics, but we have 62 projects that we're working on that'll all be publishing by the spring of 2012. So we'll be rolling out most of them in 2011. But we've got sociology coming out, college success, writing, intro writing, writing handbook, and algebra. So,
didn't O'Reilly try this?
I'm sorry?
O'Reilly, where you could remix all their books and have your own chapters and then...
Yeah, in computer science, it's sort of way ahead of the arts and humanities.
Okay.
Because I think that it goes so quickly and there's so few errors, right?
Okay. But it's the same.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for joining. And I guess ultimately I grew up in an environment of higher education, and I know there's a better way to do it, and that's what I've been working on for the past 2 years. So I think my time on the submarine really made me realize that I don't have to go to war or be on a submarine to get a higher education or get a college degree or something like that. So I created this innovative education organization, and what we've been doing for the past 6 months is we started recording organic chemistry videos to just put them online for free. And then we realized, well, wait a minute, we need to create more of a discussion around this. So then, alright, so let's create a site where we can discuss things and chat with people. And then, wait a minute, what do we get accreditation? So we thought about that for a while. Ultimately, we're like, no, we don't need accreditation. Let's just create this online profile system to where you can learn certain topics and then actually put them on your profile and use it, and that will kind of show that you are knowledgeable in that subject, in that area. And it's trying to drill down as specific as possible. And then we're like, wait a minute, why not make it open source so that his site can use it, peer-to-peer can use it, and everyone can be on the same apples to apples. I know this, I learned it on this date, I took this test to certify that I know it, and that all these DIY learning sites can kind of work together and be organized in some way, shape, or form, as much as you can. So that ultimately, I think you can prove to an employer or someone you'd like to work for, rather than having a diploma from where you went to college, but actually having this super transparent transcript of what you know.
So is this pulling together data from like Academic World and OpenCourseWare and all those different resources to sort of combine that, and then so as you complete those different lectures or those different courses, everything is registered in your site?
Right, yes. So, and just to make that as open as possible too, so it has to be hosted in one place, but yeah, how do we create like a badge system, like a Foursquare type of academic, badge credit system for everybody, not just us, not just what I need, but why not your site, and then everyone there can go, oh, okay, I understand that, yep, this guy knows this, and this. That's more, I would say, what you know, as opposed to just having a degree from a place.
So how is this different to the table over there, the PTP?
So one of the main things is having this open back end of this transcript system. So right now, they have their system, some other site has another system. You guys are going to code your own, it's like, eventually people are going to start kind of separating, and I'm like trying to say, wait a minute, maybe we can all kind of work together, and it might be mutually beneficial.
Let's work together on your platform.
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know actually. I mean, we just literally started the GitHub as we kind of figured out what we wanted to do. And I mean, I don't want to control it all. I have no desire to want to do that. But how do we make it so it's transparent, so that it's apples to apples, that there's somewhat of symmetry to it, so and consistency.
Well, it would make sense to join somebody else's project that already has momentum or whatever than to start building your own from scratch.
And that's why it's open source too, to have everyone else collaborate and work on it. So I think that's the biggest part, is that you're right, it's not just us working on it, it's whoever else wants to work on it and modify and improve it. And let's just kind of coordinate it all together and go from there.
Lower to your state, county, and city government, even your local neighborhood association, right? All the way up to international, like the UN, like the World Bank, more or less democratic systems. So people are already starting to grab our code and do different projects with
Yeah, right. Blackboard's a huge company, and they make a lot of money doing what they do. So. I know. They aren't open at all. You should see how it's a real coincidence how big their offices are in DC. You know, they're huge. Their machine is, I think, so scary. I'm just like,
and that's one of the things that I'm a huge proponent of what you're doing, open source projects that are trying to put together all the different data and centralize it is key, because the Blackboard to the world started a conversation about online learning can happen, but it's like it started to centralize.
Yeah, Blackboard locked it down. Imagine opening up, you know, and I think all of us could be just those guys in DC.
Thanks for checking this out. I mean, this is the website of our nonprofit. We're called the Participatory Hall. Now that I'm talking, I should see civic engagement. That means we use open technology to empower communities, to build transparency in government, to fight corruption in government, and basically to we want to ensure systematic radical change and basically fulfill the promises of small.
Make great content.
Our first effort in this regard is opencongress.org, which is over the past 3 years has grown to become the most visited government transparency website in the United States. The problem we were trying to tackle with Open Congress is big was no one knows what the hell is going on in Congress. Bills are totally opaque, the process is totally bonkers, members of Congress are in pockets, lobbyists all the time. So what we were doing is, as a first step, we were building transparency and so that means that we took the data, all the official government data about legislation in Congress, and we opened it up and we standardized it. And then we combined it with social wisdom from around the open web. So we put it alongside news coverage, blog coverage, and public participation. So altogether, it gives you a snapshot of what's going on in Congress at any given time, and how it affects issues that you care about. And then it leads you up the chain. If you learn about it, you can track it over time. You can share it with online communities. You can start commenting on it and say what you think. And then most importantly, you can start lobbying your members of Congress as a citizen activist and influencers with your social networks. It's all free, open source, nonprofit, nonpartisan.
Let's kind of
for example, people come here to learn about the major healthcare reform legislation that passed this year. So that first we can all use from the interface of what the official government data is. Below we provide really plain language summaries of what the bill really means in a nonpartisan way. We also have a publicly editable wiki. And over on the right-hand sidebar, we have a whole suite of free public participation tools that allow you to track and share and get engaged. One of the unique things about Open Congress is that we've got these really active comment boards that just work like the ones on Slashdot, where they're free, they filter out the best information, or at least they seek to, right, of course. That's always the goal. They filter up the best and most timely information about what real people are saying about the bill. That wasn't really possible for us. We also enable you to link and comment on any individual section of official bill text. So this is the official bill text code, so you can see what people really say about it on the individual sections. To make legislation more intelligible, we provide news coverage, blog coverage, so ever since we created Open Congress, we realized that this open source model for engagement could be applied radically to different entities of government. The right thing about it going up and down the chain, Open Congress works in the U.S. Congress, but Open Government can work at the level of your state legislature, your county government, your city government, your local town government, and then going back up, think about it to international institutions like the United Nations, like the World Bank, and think about it for other countries with more or less democratic forms of government. So there's already people who people have been working on this and acting with this, and we're in good contact with the international community. But Open Government launching this fall is going to be the best platform so far for other countries and other groups to use our open code to encourage transparency and engagement in their own communities. So on our end, this fall we're going to launch opengovernment.org for 5 U.S. state legislatures and then roll out to another 45 and more than 24 American cities. Basically, replicating the open Congress model at more local levels, all free and open. What I would like to ask of you is go to Drumbeat, join our project so you can get updates, and then we can show tomorrow that we've got support for having involved in your local small D democratic process. Also, we've got a few simple tools that are for crowdsourcing, social media data, and official schedules for members of state legislatures. Believe it or not, the data out there is real gnarly and not available, and we're working with a great community effort called the Open City Project to try to